Coruscant!
I think there was a glitch, actually. I think we all just got Iris's roll. Because we all cleared at the same time.
That is remarkably close clustering.
This will be fun.
Oh no.
I don't like it. I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm gonna go get water.
Oh my god, she said the line!
But I believe we are starting with Kane and Kana having a conversation, wrapping up our little RP sections.
Well, Kana?
I believe that was a no, actually.
As far as I know, we're starting off with a group conversation.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was initially going to be a Kane and Kana conversation about their visions, but it's going to be expanded to encompass the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was not explained to me.
Oh, sorry. That was our soap opera scheming.
So, then where is this conversation happening? Your ship.
I figure that this is happening on the bridge. Or whatever meeting room we would use.
The places that people end up crossing paths the most often would probably be either the galley or the, well, Iffy's floor.
Iffy's entire floor, yes. Hi, Matt. Yeah, so we'll say it's on Iffy's floor. She's graciously allowed everyone else to be up here, as long as they don't fuck up her stuff.
Town meeting tonight.
So, Iffy has gathered the crew in front of the TV, which she has rigged up, not for use as a TV, but use as a monitor, where she has set up a PowerPoint with all sorts of extremely helpful information that the crew might need on their trip to Coruscant, specifically dealing with interacting with Hapen women, which is the subject of the day. And as she is wrapping this up, she points to her last slide, which just says, "and in conclusion," and turns to the rest of the crew. Right, so what have we learned today? When we see a Hapen woman, we...
Nobody says anything. Kane speaks up. Kane is what the equivalent of flipping around on his phone, because he's seen this presentation before. He's flipping around on his phone, and then he answers the question by saying, "Speak when spoken to."
Exactly that. And what other Hapen women can we trust?
None.
That's right.
Tia's gonna raise her hand.
I guess maybe my sister. She's not gonna be there, so I don't...
Tia's gonna lower her hand.
Ambassador.
Yeah, Kana?
How many other Hapen women are you expecting us to meet? I mean, your
Wow.
boss, of course, but...
Well, the other ambassador, too. She's a real piece of work, too. You guys think that I'm a little aggressive sometimes. You should see her. She comes from a military family.
And what is her name?
Lysandra. There we go. She's, well, I guess a bit taller than me. Blonde, short hair. Always seems as if she's just seen an expense report she don't like.
Lana's making little notes.
Now, does anybody have any other questions?
I have so many, but I don't think now's the time for them.
If he will nod, I'll catch you up on the way. It's okay. So, that's my presentation. Kana, I heard you have a presentation too?
Well, not really a presentation, but
You
I
didn't
did
make a
want to
PowerPoint?
No.
But I said to make a PowerPoint in the email.
I must have missed that email.
If you will, one shoulder shrug.
It doesn't change the fact that I think the discussion needs to be had.
All right. Well, do you still want the laser pointer?
I don't think that'll be necessary.
You don't think it'll be necessary?
I'll take it.
Kane leans over and bumps bumps her with his elbow and just goes, take the laser pointer.
I didn't hear you at all.
Just take the laser pointer. Just take it.
You know what? The laser pointer would be great. Ambassador.
If he will hand Kana the laser pointer, the tip of the laser pointer is a credit symbol. And she will sit between the Mariolans.
I imagine there's like a fucking pull down like screen that we projected the PowerPoint onto. Can Tia hijack the stream
Yeah, go for it.
behind Kana and just like pull out her tablet? She doesn't have a PowerPoint. Tia's going to live make one behind her, pulling out her tablet.
Tia, that's not.
Yeah, right. Continue.
Oh, roll for destiny. Okay.
Nope.
Well, if you insist.
If you insist.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary.
Of course it is. Just keep going. I'll make it behind you.
It's not going to be a presentation. It's just a discuss.
Don't worry about it. Practice your public speaking.
Okay. So, I wanted to give you guys a warning.
Warning.
With all of the incidents that have occurred in rapid succession, I didn't get a chance to relay this information to anyone. And I think you all knowing this before we get to Coruscant would be good. I am concerned about a attack happening on Coruscant.
What kind of attack?
A full scale. While I was... Huh?
Sorry, go on.
You gotta raise your hand.
Go ahead, Kane.
I just want to clarify, you have a source for some of this worry?
A bit. I believe it's a reliable source, at least. I saw something while I was knocked out from that, cat fight. I saw quite a few things, but the most pressing and most concerning would be that Coruscant was up in flames. The temple was under full siege. It was pretty horrific. be honest. I plan on bringing this up to the council and informing them. But I wanted you all to keep your guard up and keep an ear out for anything you may see or hear. I'm hoping that what I saw was I'm misinterpreting it in some way. Similar to I hope I'm misinterpreting it.
If he raises a hand.
Yes, Ambassador?
If he lowers her good hand. I don't know about misinterpreting it. Whenever you got a dream like that, one of them ones you wake up and you remember all the details, usually some of those do carry over. And I mean, I had myself a similar dream. I was, well, dozing off, she says, sort of gesturing to her other side. It was a similar situation to that, except I was, well, I was over by the Hayden buildings, and that did not go well.
You dreamt this recently.
Oh yeah, like less than a week ago when I got Hoyt.
Anna glances at Kane and Tia.
Kane just like surprised, shakes his head like very, very gently, just oh.
Tia, who was at the beginning starting to draw a thing behind Kana, kind of just like sparkly outline behind her, has stopped because it's like, okay, this is serious. Turns the projector off at this point and is just very concerned as she hears this from both of them.
Ambassador, have you had these sort of dreams often?
I mean, I wouldn't say often, but it does happen sometimes. I mean, everybody's got dreams like those.
Not everyone.
Oh, you mean like just women? Is this like a woman thing? She looks over to Kane. Do you have those?
And he does everything in his power not to like hand to face, but he shakes his head and just goes, "No, I don't think this is a I don't think that's where this lies. It might be." He hesitates on the word sensitive, what force sensitive. Don't worry about why, but sometimes these dreams come to people. It's not so uncommon.
Well, yeah.
It's not a woman thing. It happens to me too.
If he, there's a slight tremble of uncertainty to her voice, but it's only very slight, as she turns to Kada and goes, "Yeah, see, he's had them too, so it's not unusual." And DT, I'm sure you've had them before, right?
Tia turns to look at Iffy, and she's like, a little conflicted on what she should say here. But she just slowly shakes her head. No, if I haven't had anything like that before.
Ambassador,
if he looks up.
Those sort of dreams aren't common. And they only happen to particular people in the world. Particularly strong people.
You mean particularly important, right?
You can take it that way.
In the silence that follows, Iffy sort of shifts in her seat and looks down and then looks back up. And this is a strange amount of nervousness for Iffy, who's always pretty good about playing these things off. Well, that just means we're both important then, right? And Kane's important and Tia's important too. So, you're gonna tell the council about this dream? Why would you tell the council about dreams?
Because if that dream were to come true, having as much of a warning, I think, would be good.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you should do that. You should tell them about that.
Besides that, did anyone have any other things they needed to do on Coruscant?
No.
Other than spend time with you, which you did pinky promise, so we do have to at some point.
At some point.
Right. There was one thing that I guess we should all get on the same page for. She is gonna kind of tap her stylus on her data pad. She's like, okay, well, fucking, there's a lot of shit that's going on here. Okay. Well, fuck it. Change the subject. Playing her favorite move. She's going to square her shoulders and kind of perk up a little bit. Right, I was wondering if we could all work together and, make a new character.
It takes Kana a second. Do you mean a new alias?
Right, a new hat. Because, well, Tiatanola sort of died, and I did like that one. It's a bit unfortunate. It was my main one. However, I do have 3 others, but I'm not sure they'd really work in this particular instance. And, well, we do have to all be on the same page. So that's why I'm bringing it up to you now. So, does anyone have any suggestions?
I mean,
Kane.
it's going to be your name.
Kane just kind of stares in silence, like he doesn't really know how to take that. Maybe you can make a new identity from scratch? Like, no more me?
She nods. Well,
I see.
typically start with a name, and after that, I figure out who they are. But the hardest part is picking a new first name, because those I'm very particular about.
Right.
Oh, but then we gotta change the first name too. I mean, it's only the last name that's on the bounty board, right? Besides, the best sort of lie is the lie that's easy to remember, ain't it?
Well, I suppose so, but I never have a problem remembering lies.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of lies to remember here, believe you me. Spending a day talking to Haven women, you're gonna be full of lies before the end of the day is through. Even you!
Tia kind of blinks, kind of like Obi-Wan discovering the clones' army of like, but I'm already full of lies. But
With a million more on the way.
how can there be more?
If he... Oh, go on.
No, sorry.
After you.
What exactly are you suggesting here? I should pick a new first name and make a whole new character.
I don't know about a whole new character. You can just be yourself. We just gotta call you something different. That way it don't come up none when they look you up, right? Let's see. They're looking for Tia Tanola. I don't want to slip up and call you Titi out there, and then that's the wrong name, and they ask me why, and I gotta make up a whole routine on the spot. It's so annoying. She gets up. She starts pacing. Tanola, 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 Tanola. What about Tia Tarana? See? It's similar enough that we can all remember it, but it's different still, right? It won't come up because we just made it up.
I guess that would work. It's similar, and that might be for the best.
If you turn... Oh, gone.
That's for the surname, so it's good to have one. I do like having a surname. But I think I should probably at least change my first name.
Did you have any ideas of what you would want to change it to?
Not sure. I typically go for something very different, and I guess that could really shape the character that I make, and their personality, and what they specialize in.
Well, you're going for the whole honesty angle, aren't you?
Deer in headlights look at Kana.
If he also head turning to Kana.
Why don't you use your actual name?
Her actual name?
Connie, it's...
No, I want to hear this. Kana, what is this exactly?
Kana just shrugs and like points to Tia. That's up to her for her to decide.
Oh, deer in headlights look again.
If he head whip over.
It's not that dissimilar. I just changed one thing about it. And is the honesty thing, is it really that important? Can't I just make another new persona and just use that?
What you're telling me here is that for the past 6 weeks, I've been calling you the wrong name.
It's not the wrong name. It's just what I've been using lately.
Is it
If he
important to you?
tilt head.
What was that, Kana?
Is it important to you?
Can you be a bit more specific?
The honesty thing.
I guess it is.
Eye narrow.
So what's stopping you?
I guess you're right. It's another step in the honesty direction. Well, I'm sorry to bore you all, but it's rather boring, really. It's nothing special. My real name is Tila. I just changed the pronunciation slightly. But I guess if we are trying the honesty route, I could go by it again.
There is a small softening of Iffy's features. And I imagine that she has like a wine glass or something. She feels like she would. And so she's just gonna touch that to Tila's cheek. And then, right. So, you want to be that on the ship too? Or? You're doing great. Could practice here before we get there. Get you nice and used to it.
That might be for the best. I do use it sometimes. Not often. Up. But I think that's enough for now. I think I need a snack.
Yeah. Snacks sound good right about now, don't they?
Is going to Tila now. It's like, okay, well, that cat's out of the bag. Thank you, Kana. But also, actually, thank you, but also sarcastic thank you. It's a both. It's a mix of both. Of like, how dare you hold me to my fucking word on being honest? You actually, how fucking dare you make me do what I promised I would do?
Thanks for nothing.
She's like,
Doesn't
okay,
feel
that's
so bad.
It's just like, this is a lot. This is a lot. You know what? I need a snack, and man, I gotta go check our coordinates. So
I feel like Tila gets up to do that, and then Iffy also gets up. It's just like, yeah, let's get some snacks. Let's do that. And like she looks over to Kana, and it seems as if she might say something for a moment, but she doesn't. She just nods. And seems a little uncertain about it before departing on what is definitely a very real snack mission.
she's gonna get snacks.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they're getting snacks.
They're getting snacks, and then Tia's gonna go to the cockpit, and she's going to be a pilot. Do pilot things. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
If at any point in the exfil of the room, Kane is with Kana alone, he wouldn't say this to her, but he would speak. Like it's like he doesn't turn to say it to Kana, but he's just kind of sitting there, hands on his knees, and he looks a little not lost but confused. He just kind of tilts his head, and he speaks to Kana and says, "Really funny. Heard that name somewhere before. I can't quite remember it. Somewhere distant. You'd think it would be maybe an actor or something from a film. I don't think that's quite right. From somewhere else. Have you ever had that feeling?"
Recognizing something, but not quite grasping it.
Yes.
Happens every once in a while.
But it's not just me. Right, well,
As this little bit of conversation has happened, Kana, roll me a force check at 3 purple.
I don't know why I have such big anxiety right now.
I feel like you
Because, like, roll me a force check is always a dangerous statement.
Force. 4, you said?
3.
no force.
3. My bad.
The most loaded success you can get.
Ooh, double-edged sword.
JoJo's ass threatening aura exploding off of that success.
So you're sitting in the kind of quiet that falls between you and Kane. Still digesting what Iffy has said. You, at first, don't notice. Then in the very back of your mind, it feels almost like a headache starting to form. Grows and suddenly you just feel pain. It's not just a headache, not just a migraine. It takes you a second to fully place, but you're relatively certain that it's a pain from somebody you're connected to. And it's not pain you've really felt before. Most burning and bone deep. And it just settles very suddenly.
So when Kana got that feeling, she put a hand to her head and the other one kind of clenched the couch a bit. And as it kind of dissipates, and she try and like find out where it's from, maybe?
You start to try and sense along the bond, and you know it's very obviously not Kane, just sitting on the other end of the couch from you. Think. You kind of follow the leads back. It's not Telsey. You've felt pain from Telsey before, but that bond is so thin and so fragile that it's never this hard.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of move along to the next and reach to Treyu. You feel like he's okay, but you feel just the barest whiff with that 4 success, barest like hint of confusion from him. And as you have that settle into your mind of only one other person that it could be coming from.
Shit.
Hmm?
Just shit. um. Fuck. Datapad. Freaking get word to the fam. What the fuck's going on?
Spam the group chat.
Yeah, spam the group chat.
Begin to spam the group chat. There's no quick responses.
So we agreed to have Shiska deliver the Bacta to us, correct?
Yes.
Or some of it.
Yes.
Can I contact I forget his name.
Zavik?
Zavik, thank you.
You can reach out to him.
Yeah, I'd reach out. Did they make it to the planet?
There's likewise not any quick response from him either. Where's Kana's headspace right now? She's fucking sending texts to like everybody in her contact list, and nobody's immediately responding.
A little bit of panic, but it's growing. Not getting messages back. Oh god. She is going to abruptly stand up and make her way to her room and try and get a vibe sense of what the fuck's going on. What's happened in the past, she can't really affect anything, but
As Kana just abruptly like goes from furiously typing on a datapad to abruptly standing off and moving, I imagine very briskly off Kane.
oh yeah.
Make a force check at 2 purple. Joe. I guess we have lost the Joe.
I love
sorry,
how we can
sorry.
see Joe like clicking, but we can't hear him.
I thought you said Kana make a force check, and I was like,
No.
I also thought it was kind of initially. I'm not gonna lie.
do this. You said at 2 purple.
Yes.
Gotcha. It's,
What does that mean?
One-
Damn.
You feel
I
that
don't know what that
panic
means.
real nice and clear in the back of your mind.
Ooh.
Kane like bolts straight up, stands up out of his seat, and starts to follow after Kana. Like he's not calling out to her; he's just going to follow in tow wherever she goes. There's some bullshittery afoot.
I mean, Kana's going straight to her room, walking very briskly past the galley. Like, oh wait, no, actually, because the galley is further in. Never mind.
Does she want a stress snack?
No.
She
No,
still
thank you.
is kind of in pain, so I don't think
Yeah.
snacking would be useful.
Kane will follow after her, and he will follow her until she stops or until she like ends up in a room that he can, like if she walks into her room and turns around and closes the door, then he's not going to barge in, but he will follow behind her.
I don't think she fully is recognizing that he's following her. She's in her own headspace right now.
Where is she going?
Her room. She needs somewhere quiet.
He's gonna go and follow her right up to her room. He's not gonna call out to her. He will follow her until she closes the door into her room, and then he will wait outside and just listen.
He is going to sit up on the floor and try very hard to clear the panic, clear the pain, and focus on what she needs to do, on how she can get some information on what the fuck is going on.
Okay. So, is she trying to like meditate on the force or on the bond, or is she trying to focus on mechanical ways?
I think first she's trying to focus on calming herself because she realizes she's panicking really hard and that's not going to do her.
Uh-oh. Roll me a discipline at 4.
Discipline. That's 4.
Nice. It takes you a few long moments to you explain to me how she goes about clearing her mind and calming herself.
So I imagine that again, kind of a habit she picked up from Leslie. She has little pieces of candy. She hasn't had any in a hot second. Oh, sorry. Probably takes one, pops in her mouth, and then kind of focuses on breathing first. She focuses on the flavor and the taste and the sensation that it gives her, essentially.
Was that hard candy sits in her mouth and she focuses on it and kind of feel it going from dry to slick as it melts. She centers herself and the panic begins to ebb. And as she centers herself, the pain, though it's still there, dulled now from that initial shock, also kind of begins to detach. It's there, you're aware of it, but it no longer feels like pain on yourself. It's separate, it's other. You know it is not yours. And as Kana's mind clears, Kane, you can feel that panic starting to ebb as well. There's still a sense from Kana of concern, of anxiety, but It's no longer that bone deep, all-consuming panic.
Okay. There's a moment where Kane is just kind of feeling what he's feeling from Kana, and he is trying to keep his own cool as best he can so that he doesn't add to her shit and it starts to spiral out of control. And when she starts to feel her get it under control, he has like a moment of like praise for her, praise that she'll never hear. Good for you, Kana.
So once you've had get your emotions under control, get your body under control. What's her next focus?
And she's going to focus on that. More prepared for the repercussions now, hopefully.
She's gonna focus on what?
On the bond.
On the bond. As you start to reach towards that bond, it's in one way the same as the bond that you have with Kane, but another way very different. The bond that forms between a master and a Padawan is very carefully controlled so it doesn't get out of hand. And for better or worse, Lissy knows how to control that bond very tightly, and usually you don't get anything from Lissy unless she wants you to. Part of the shock of this pain coming through. And you reach and connect. What is the first thing that she is looking for in this bond? There was a question. What would the question be?
A question?
I will say, at the moment, because the bond is still there, you know Lissy's alive.
Yeah. See, in my head, what she's initially looking for from the bond, not necessarily question, but like, she recognizes that Lissy's still alive because the connection's there, but I guess a pulse reading kind of thing? Like, how there is she? You know what I mean?
Roll me a force at 4 purple.
Huh.
You reach out. You still feel that pain, and though it's disconnected as you are opening yourself to it in a way, reaching on across this bond, you feel that it is spreading from where it just seemed to be settled very firmly on the left side. Your arm and your leg. You feel the heat across your stomach and across your back, and there's more now. Different places. And you kind of connect your force or energy to this bond and connect it. A very distant sensation of Lissy's energy. You suddenly feel almost a simultaneous pull, like something attached to your navel just yanking you forward, but at the same time, something slamming you back and away. And for the briefest moment, you have a flash sensation of smell of electricity, of stone, of dirt, of fire, singeing your nose, almost blocking your airways and burning the back of your throat with its intensity. Taste of blood in your mouth. But at the same moment, there's just a flash of a confidence and a surety.
Sorry, I'm reeling a bit.
You're good.
Um, the concern is, like, she's still very worried, especially with those sensations that she's picking up on. But she is trying to keep the separation, you know?
Hmm.
Um, feeling the more positive emotions definitely helps a bit, but the worry does not really go away. If she can, I don't know if this is possible, but can I send something to her? A thought? 2 words?
You can try. It would be a
Try?
force thing.
Okay.
It would be very difficult because you are not learned in telepathy.
Mm-hmm. She would just want to send help's coming.
Only a force die.
Force dive?
Hmm?
Okay.
Would have to grab onto the panic to be able to do so.
Mm. She's not going to do that. I thought. She should know better than to do that.
She should.
She wants to. She almost does, but she's like, no, that's not how this works. That's not what I should be doing here. But she can't do anything from this point, so she just has to trust Lissy and trust that Shiska brings it back to end time. Doesn't make it any easier, but that's what she has to believe.
As you sit there, waiting, just feeling the ebb and flow of the connection. I imagine checking your tablet far more often than is useful.
Mm-hmm.
Do eventually come to the realization that you can sense Kane lingering.
Anna will slowly open the door and poke her head out.
Kane will straighten himself up so that he is not like spy style pressed against the wall listening intently. Just like, oh, hello. Is everything okay?
Kana, like, I know we joke around that Kana always sounds exasperated and whatnot, but she sounds very tired here. Like, emotionally exhausted. I'm just concerned about Master.
Kane, his eyes just kind of. Oh, sorry.
She's trying to, like, get her normal posture back together, kind of thing. Her normal, everything's fine, I'm in control kind of thing. Go ahead, sorry.
Kane he just scans her face, trying to read the emotions that she's not showing as best he can. He's concerned. He wants to show that, but he is, well, he's concerned.
Kana isn't really hiding her emotions right now. That's the thing. Like, she's exhausted. She doesn't have the mental space to do that right now. So it's very clear that she's very worried and anxious.
You need to talk at all?
Sure. I'm not sure what talking would do though.
It would do some good, maybe.
Kind of half shrugs. Half shrugs and steps back so he can walk in.
He'll walk in and awkwardly step to the side. I felt something.
Oh, you cut out there. What was that?
He says, I felt something. Did you want to talk about it?
I think Master Lissy is really hurt. It was another part of my vision that I saw.
What happened in this vision?
He just kind of like does that tired laugh, and I'll sit on her bed. I saw Lissy in an intense fight. She was on the back. That was the first part of it. I keep hoping that these things I'm seeing aren't exactly how I'm seeing them. If with the whole after what happened on Skip 1, I guess I should start from the beginning here.
Please.
I've been tapping into the Force more lately, and it's been showing me things. It's something that happened a few times when I was younger, before I was taken in. It hadn't really happened again till recently. And then after getting knocked out on I forgot the planet, I'm sorry. After getting knocked out by those cats, and again on Skip 1, I tapped into that energy. On Skip 1, like I told you, I saw Tia get shot, but wasn't quite right now, was it?
Thankfully, no. DM, I do have a question.
Yes.
Is there... You have to forgive me, because the only other connotation I have for Force visions of the future is Anakin. And that did not turn out well. Is there any sort of inclination or like teaching or understanding of visions of the future that are commonly associated with the Force? Is there any sort of like, oh, these are guaranteed true or not paths that must be walked, or what? Like, is there any wisdom that Kane would possibly know from Pylomia?
Visions are not common, but they are also not unheard of. Because Anakin had visions, like in the movies, yes, but Yoda also had visions. So it is the rare few that have visions regularly. Almost every Jedi will have a vision at some point, most every, like, if significantly strong enough in the force, like, force sensitive, will have a vision of some sort. Most often, if they're not trained, it'd be more of a dream than a vision. But to have them regularly, or to be able to try and summon up visions yourself, is very rare.
Gotcha.
And there is no, like, wisdom saying they are good or they are bad, because essentially the wisdom comes back around to the force is so vast and contains so much that visions are tend to be very nebulous, whether it be it is showing you a version of the future that is not necessarily guaranteed to come, whether it's showing you more symbolism than truth. So like seeing a butterfly that's not actually a butterfly, it actually is representing like a house sigil or something. So it takes years and years and years of practice and trial and error to have any confidence in the visions that you are seeing usually. That is part of the reason why you're essentially told to seek out people that know how to deal with visions if you start having visions. Because you may not fully understand how to understand and relate to what you are seeing.
Gotcha. So the real wisdom here is that it could be fucking anything.
Yes.
Not what Kane was hoping for, but you know what? It's how we're rolling.
It could be fucking anything, but it is not inherently bad.
Boy. These visions you're seeing. I'm not sure. Are you made nervous by them? Beyond just that they are macabre, they could be just. They could be false. There's nothing about them that you need to believe or follow, right?
You may be right there, but the ambassador saw it too, Kane. The ambassador. Come on.
Oh.
I was hoping that it was just some sort of symbolism or something that I'm missing. But hearing that,
It does seem a tad unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. I'm just really, really worried. Fortunately, I think I found a teacher as well, though. In Sedgton.
A teacher?
I
Ooh,
believe so.
where?
Let me go back to my notes. I believe it's Master Raven.
Yes.
I encountered Master Raven.
I see. Do you think we should have the ambassador talk to Master Raven?
I'll pause you, Joe.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
This was a name that you have heard less times than you can count on one hand. Like maybe 2-3 times tops.
Uh-huh.
As a currently exiled.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be a hard time finding him.
As a currently exiled master that taught Lissy.
Oh.
Not exiled,
You-
bad exiled. Exiled, he chose to be exiled.
Okay. Do I know why he self-exiled?
You don't, Kana does.
Okay. Okay. So, Kana, hold on. How did you hear about this man? We explained that one?
Visions, my dude.
Oh.
It's all fucky wucky.
You got a vision from this. Oh no, this sounds. Well, it's a lot to take in.
It was a lot to experience.
Raises his eyebrows and it kind of, yeah, okay, that's fair. Do you know where Master Raven is?
She shakes her head. I'm hoping to find out, though.
From who?
Kana frowns.
Do you think anyone at the temple might know where he is? Do you think they would want to share where Master Raven is?
I
Could make
Yeah.
unless you want to like hazard a guess yourself. You can make a knowledge check, or world's education, or
I have a bet. I know one person who would know, but I don't think I have the authority to talk to them. And I don't think they take that question very well either, to be fair. So, core world's education or lore?
Yeah.
Okay.
that will be 2 purple.
Hey!
People are fucking with the dice. Okay.
Alright.
I was like, did my audio glitch out? Am I just hearing rolling continue?
I also had that thought.
Yeah, same.
Nah, I was seeing the stream.
Sometime.
I do the same exact shit, man.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fun.
you're not. I do the same shit too. So like, I can't be mad at you. It was just like, where's the noise coming from? Where's the noise coming from?
Oh god, that's so many dice. Holy shit.
So you have a considering what you know of this Jedi lineage that you are amongst, and considering the reason why you know that Raven has gone into exile. Figure that there's 3, possibly 4 people that might have some inkling Lissy might have some clues that she has flat out told you she doesn't know exactly where Raven is,
Mhm.
but she might have a direction. One that might know a little bit more than her would be her Padawan sibling, Vexen.
Uh-huh.
But the challenge would be whether or not he would be in a space to be able to tell you anything. Because he's the one that's gone a little cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
You know that perhaps make sure that I'm getting this title correct.
Which, overhead here, above table, GM, we're also, like, Kana was also, it was suggested to go talk to Vexa anyways.
If there's another group that might know, somebody that would be on the Council of Reassignment might have some idea, since they are partially the ones that are responsible for keeping an eye and keeping tabs on Jedi who are no longer Jedi.
Mm.
But because of the exact nature of why he is no longer in the Order, you're not sure if they would know. So the one out of those beyond those three options, if anybody knows, it would be Master Arcus.
Yep. Kana would say, an exact location would be really difficult to get. I can get a direction, I think.
I'd be shocked if you could get anything more than a vague idea. But do you think talking to this person will help? And do you think they would possibly be willing to talk to Iffy? If I could convince Iffy. If.
Mm. I think it's more up to her. She doesn't seem to like
No, she does
certain
not.
conversations.
You are right on that one.
God damn it, Iffy, why you gotta be difficult?
Either
Is
way,
it-
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is
What's the
centuries of history.
Explain yourself.
God damn it, Iffy.
I'll be honest with you, Kane. With all the things that have happened thus far, be it with this crew or not, I think I'm gonna have to search him out at some point.
I believe you. I believe you. You don't have to worry about that. Oh, this is far more complicated than I wanted it to be. I haven't even talked to the temple yet.
On that note, Kana will pull her, like, gets like a clutch or something, or I don't know if you can have 2 lightsabers on your belt at the same time, or if you have to have them specially made, but she'll unclip it and hold it up to Kane.
What's
Do
this?
you want this back?
He looks at it, and there is conflict. Um, Kana, high or low?
Low.
Kane looks at Kana, and then looks at the lightsaber, and then looks at Kana. Says, "Do you think I should take it?"
That's not my choice. I'd
Humor me.
like you to. But if you're not ready, then I can't force that on.
He nods. I'll take it when we get to the temple. When they need to see me. But until then, and he'll reach up and put his hand on top of hers and push it down a little bit. Can you hold on to it for me? Just for a little bit longer.
She'll nod.
Thank you.
I apologize for involving you.
You didn't. You don't have to apologize for anything. Let's just get to Coruscant in one piece and let's just get to the temple and see what happens.
Kana will breathe in and let out a breath and just nod in agreement. One step at a time.
He nods, one step at a time.
Oh. Takes a little bit of time where you get any responses. Kana. First one you get is actually Telsi. Just very briefly, very curtly. I felt it too. Something happened, Master. And then a little bit after that, get another message from her. There's a battle at her planet. Nobody will tell me anything. All you get from Telsi. Then,
Kana will.
shortly after that, you get Atreyu. Very, again, in a uncharacteristically short message from him. Just a single I know. And then there's no other messages that you get for the entire day. Where you finally get, did you message Zavik specifically, correct?
Yeah.
message from Zavik. We got the Bacta out here. Then we got stuck in the shitstorm. And he doesn't expand upon that. Very much the implication that Shiska is now stuck in this whatever chaos is happening. You do not get anything from the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Connor would have sent back to Telsia a thank you. Be, appreciative. I'm not just gonna leave her on red. And essentially a keep me posted to each of them, and to Zavik, like, I mean, she'd want to try and get some kind of update there if she could.
I think the question here, well, that you got the message from Zavik.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
That's your weird fucking big brother uncle.
Yeah.
Big Brunkle.
Yeah.
Brunkle.
I was just thinking when you said Zavik was stuck there, I'm like, oh, sorry, Tia. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, she'll relay that to Tia. Like, hey,
Buddy.
friends.
You know how you're having your people do my people a favor? Well, about that.
About that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Tia's probably very concerned for a minute before she's just like, you know what? No. I know them. They're gonna be fine. In fact, I'm kind of worried for the other people, really. For inconveniencing them so much. Yeah, no, they're gonna be fine. Just confident in all their abilities. Because, goddamn, the Shy Scale was pulled away from her schedule. God help the people stopping her from sticking to that.
You try to fish a little bit more information from Zavik. Get that first message back about a day after you sent that initial message. And then try to get a little bit more information, and you don't get any more information until you all are dropping out of the hyperlane and setting your course to Coruscant. Meaning you'll be landing within a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Finally get a message back from Zavik. Not giving you a whole bunch more information, but perhaps giving you context. Telling you that, when we got here, they're here just long enough to hand off that nice little package you had us bring, and then suddenly we're getting shot at by the Empire. And boy, was Boss pissed. But we stuck around for a little while until a retreat happened. Broke off from the caravan.
I'll let Tia know as she gets this information.
About the same reaction. Just like, yeah, no, that's to be expected. Shaska was pissed. She's worried for the Empire, honestly. But she will give Kana the biggest of hugs. And will even give Kana a lollipop. Was the lollipop originally Kana's? Yes. But the sentiment is still there.
Thanks.
I want to say that as we're jumping out of hyperspace with only like an hour or two left to go, Iffy will head over to Kane's room and help him get ready as best she can with her one working hand. And just fuss over him quite a bit. Make sure he's got his nice suit on and everything.
You're about to be arrested. You have to actually look nice because you don't know who's going to be taking pictures of you.
I forget. How old is Iffy?
She's 25, I believe.
She's 25? Okay.
Mhm.
Kane's the youngest on the ship, I think.
At 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe.
Well, is there any last things that you guys want to do on approach the Coruscant?
I think we're good.
Starting to see the planet.
We're good. We're good.
Get our outfits on point.
Yeah, outfit's on point. If he's wearing something dramatic with a cape that covers her left side.
Mm-hmm. Makeup and hair done, courtesy of Tia.
Mm-hmm. I figure party has probably been drilled in, well, not drilled, but there has been some rehearsal of somebody always has to be on her left.
Kane and Tia can work out shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. Rotations is easy.
Rotations is easy. They just have a little nod that they do now, and that's when it's like, hey, I gotta step off. Switch.
So, well, make your way to you do healing room?
I
I don't think we did.
No,
we can
did
handle
not.
them next time, though.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to look up a few things for that.
Mm-hmm.
We will, Amy, end of session notes. Not that we're at end of session just yet. The end of session notes. Remind me next time. Handle healing.
Or else.
And handle healing and stuff.
You all should
A good amount of
definitely have your
stuffing.
strain fully healed. If you don't already.
So it's strain that you said we should have fully healed?
Yes, strain.
Yes.
A single night of sleep will fully refresh your strain.
Okay.
It is your wounds and your critical injuries in particular that have some finicky things. But as you all are heading, this is the first time since you left Skip 1 in the asteroid belt that it was in, that you've had to be fully behind wheel. Tia. Go. I just keep calling you Tia.
Yeah, you can. I will have her respond to either Tia or Tila, whoever wants to give it a go. We can just,
we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
Yeah, it's a name adjustment.
It's dubbed over in the after credits.
In post.
Yeah. We'll post it. We'll dub it in post.
She's. I imagine at the very least, Iffy has been calling her Tila for the past couple days, and it's a little fucking weird.
Yeah, I think so.
She's not used to it. But if he was right, she needed to get used to it before they have her be out in public with it.
But
Yeah. Pilot time. Let's fucking go.
and it is
Coruscant.
both relaxing and nerve-wracking to you in a strange way, Tia, as you are very quickly put in contact with Coruscant authorities to secure the planet. They double check the records of the ship and ownership of the ship and making sure that everything is above board and put you into very specific lanes. All large ships on Coruscant can only really fly in very specific grid patterns unless they are coming down to land at a very specific landing spot. It's the speeders and the cars, essentially, that zip between buildings that are chaotic. And it's both a relief because you don't really have to think too hard about the flying of the ship, but also just the chaos of every now and then just a burst of speeders just all around you and then going beyond. Just like a fucking swarm of flies around your ship that you're currently flying around the dawn. And then they're gone and you're like, oh shit, am I gonna hit one? Am I gonna hit one? Am I gonna hit one? And then they're gone before you even have a chance of hitting one. Very different than places you have flown for the most part of your life, where it's just kind of wherever you go goes. Whatever you're doing, as long as you're not crashing, is fine.
Yeah, I imagine she's not quite used to having to follow the grid lines. Having to be in lane, so she's like, oh fuck, am I out of it? Fuck, am I gonna get pulled over? No, okay, I'm fine. Wait, where's the line?
This is like when you play Grand Theft Auto and you try to obey traffic laws.
That's exactly what it feels like. It's like, oh shit, okay, how do I, is there a speed limit? No, there can't be. Is there? Oh shit. She's fine. She
Driving
manages.
in the fucking like rural 2-lane town where you really don't have to pay attention to most road rules because you never see another car on the road, and to being in a big city that actually has a like one-way street grid pattern. It's like,
Can I turn there? No, I can't. No, I can't. Okay. That's just T in the cockpit right now. It's like, okay, where the fuck do I turn?
Thankfully, one fewer thing that you have to worry about is the Dawn does have a specified parking area
Oh,
near
thank
the
fuck.
Senate district, so that it is about equidistant between the Senate building itself and the various towers that a lot of senators that don't spend a lot of time on Coruscant have their apartments. Imagine Iffy has a relatively small, in the grand scheme of things, apartment in one of these.
Yeah, she's like never home, so she's pretty much just living on the Dawn at this point.
It's large enough for her room, a sitting area, and a relatively small, like, guest room.
Mm-hmm.
That I imagine she has taken over the closet of that room as well.
Oh yeah.
But
she probably makes money like subletting it, to be honest, but that's beside the point.
Space B&B.
But you are guided to your docking area. As soon as you land, you can kind of let out the breath. Okay, you don't have to deal with that bullshit anymore. You have to deal with getting Iffy around in the absolute chaos of speeders and shit around here. But, at least you're less likely to do major property damage if you don't do something right. And there is a moment of, well, I will turn it to all of you, going down the list. For some of you, this is about as close as to had. Spent more of your life on Coruscant than on your planets. For some of you, it is a secondary home. It's where you found purpose. Not just work, but, path that you walk on. So how does it feel to finally be back on Coruscant? Start with out here.
Well, I think Iffy is feeling. There's a sense of relief for sure. She has been on Coruscant quite a bit in the past few years, and even though she doesn't spend a ton of time at her apartment, there's still a sense of I can rest for a second. So there's that, but there's also this nervousness, and both in terms of, oh boy, it's politics time again, and now knowing she's going to have to hide something from people. So, while she's excited to get some rest, and I think also excited to celebrate what she's accomplished, there's a part of her that feels a little dread. Bit of a stew going on with Iffy.
Tia.
I feel like Tia kind of views Coruscant as like a third home. It's somewhere that she's not there for very long, but whenever she does get here, it's a nice break. So I imagine she's got happy memories associated with Coruscant. It's but she's a bit relieved for that. Kind of viewing it as like, I don't know. She's kind of ingrained to view it as like, okay, I can rest for a week. I can just chill. Because it's always off this planet where I do some fuck shit. Where shit's popping off that I'm always in the thick of. So she's chill. She's very optimistic about it. She's turning over a new leaf. She's got her best friend. She's got a girlfriend. She's got a new friend, hopefully, with her. Everything's looking up. She's having a very good time picking out her outfit for the day. She spends so much time on it.
There's similarly to others, there's a bit of relief to be here. It's a place she's used to. There's a bit of comfort, but I think more of the she's very focused. Just like she has a lot of things she needs to get done here. She can't just laze around or just see it as like, okay, I've done my work, I can take a break now. She sees that there's more work ahead, and she's very, very set on that. A little nervous with having Kate here and with the impending doom she feels from her vision. But being here means that things can be set in motion.
Like a Joe is AFK. Look if we know what Kate feels like.
I'm here.
Oh, welcome back.
Back. Sorry.
Just in time.
Do I still get to go DM?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's Kane's feeling?
Yeah. So, Kane is, correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but Coruscant has not been attacked at this point. It's just a safe zone.
Yep.
So, Kane very much feels that weight of like, oh, okay, no, wars can't get me here. I'm safe. I don't have to worry about anything. All I've got to worry about is, just the next immediate thing, which is like talking to the Jedi, which in and of itself is daunting, but doable. Daunting, but doable. He feels more than anything just like relief, despite the tasks he has ahead of himself.
Each of you grab the last few items that you need off the ship. Some of you, I'm sure, to return to the Dawn is your primary place to sleep. Some, perhaps, Iffy's apartment, or rooms, temple, or even just finding a hotel for yourself. Step off the Dawn and almost immediately you are swept up by bustle of crowds. It's not anywhere near as populous as some portions and some space docks on Coruscant can be. The ones open to the general publics. This one is reserved for people of import. So it is distinctly less crowded, but there's still a significant coming and going from various ships. Some figures that various ones of you recognize, either from working with or seeing on the opposite side of the Senate chamber for Iffy, or perhaps just on TV, giving a speech of one kind or another. But all of them surrounded by their own guards and posses of people, some nothing but a single bodyguard, some having several, some surrounded by perhaps agents or advisors or people that seem to be more busy whispering in the ear of whoever is important or texting away on a data pad. But very few people here traveling by themselves. As you make your way through the space dock out to the exit that you can enter to the main promenade of the Senate district. Just outside the dock doorway, there is a small group of people that immediately catch your eye, and there is an immediate sinking feeling. Pain and Anna. You see 3 people standing close formation. See 2 people that you recognize, one person having a mask on. At the front of the group. See if we can download it. Find them fast enough for it to be of any use. Yes. At the front of the group, you see a dark-haired man with very plain, very simple brown Jedi robes. It's a human, as far as you can tell. Well into middle age, where you see the black of his hair starting to gray a little bit at his temples. Are you not? Kane and Connie, you immediately recognize this as Mr. Sillin. Looks up, scanning the crowd, and his eyes land on the 2 of you. And there is, at first, a little bit of weariness and then a very faint smile across his lips. And a nod in your direction. Beside him, very thin, most willowy in her stature, see a blue-skinned Chigruda, roughly your age, hidden under the topmost layer of her robes. Both see the hint of armor. See Telsi,
No.
who seems to have been talking to Sullen, seeing him responding to something, follows his gaze. There's just a hard look. Not unfriendly, but perhaps uncomfortably serious. And behind them, see somebody in standard tan and white robes and masks. The Temple Guardian. Just stand off to the side, away from the exit, but they're watching you very intently.
Okay, so this isn't one of those situations where it's like, hello, wave, and then they whisper to their friend, apprehend them.
There is an expectation that now that you have met eyes with them, you're going to go over to them.
Eyes. Kane was afraid you were going to imply something like that.
I think Kana, maybe whispered under her breath next to Kane, like, I was hoping she wouldn't be here.
What was I? Well, let's get this over with. Well, that could possibly be, right?
Do you want it now or later?
If I don't go now, I won't go. He says that very pointedly, like, I'm trying to live in spite of my in spite of my urge to run away from my problems. So the only way I know I will face this problem is if I charge headlong right at it.
Proud of him.
So proud.
I have just one question. Is this whisper conversation happening, close enough where Tia can hear?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, we're huddled. I assume
Well,
we're in some kind of grouping.
Little pod. Our own little pod. Tia is going to hear this, see this distance of people looking. I imagine they're looking right at Kane and Connor, right?
Yes, and Tia would know Telsi, at the very least. Would not recognize the other two, but would know Telsi.
Yeah, she knows Telsi. Is she's just gonna look at Kane and Connor. Right, hi there. What's going on?
Politics. Kane will hold out his hand for his lightsaber.
Anna will hand it over.
Thank you.
Why do you look like you're going to fight a charging panther?
Well,
That might be a bit easier.
Kane just kind of bites his lip and then nods twice. Not allowed to fight back. I just have to take it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Straightens his collar. It's gonna be fine.
If he just catches Kane's eye, and she gives him a very serious look, and it's very much like one of those "we are equals" look. You gonna be okay?
There's a hesitation. He looks over in the direction of that group, and then he looks back at Iffy, and then he nods once. And there's about half conviction as where you would hope it would be. And then he closes his eyes, nods again, and he just goes, "Yeah, I'm okay. They're not going to execute me. No."
There's a nod. Oh, If they do try anything, you send word. We'll work on it from our end, too. But
He nods.
you can handle this, Kane.
I can handle this. I'll put a hand on Iffy's shoulder and to complete the loop. I can handle this.
Iffy will smile and will nod to him. You can handle this.
Looks to Kana. Ready?
As ready as we'll ever be.
Oh. Kane will start walking over towards Master. Did you say Sillin?
Yes, Scylla.
And
Mhm.
Kana will walk confidently. Maybe not confidently. Determined. Determined is the word.
She's allowed to walk confidently. She's not the one in trouble.
Yeah. Cheese was a good noodle.
Still concern. Concern.
Hmm.
So-
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just like, all right, well, you know what, Kane, I'm proud of you. Good luck.
As the two of you approach this trio of people, the temple guard at the back, like all temple guards, carries a long lightsaber pike. It is currently not ignited. It is just touching the ground beside him, hand on it steady. Silent figure at the back. Solon, his tired smile just kind of grows just a little wider as the two of you come closer. He gives a nod to both of you. See him nod first to Kana and then to Kane, and as his head comes back up, you can see that he's doing a head-to-toe look. Curious more than critical. Good to see both. We're beginning to wonder. Show up after notified that you.
Not to worry. We wouldn't just up and run. No.
There's a audible snort from Telsi, who just kind of crosses her arms over her chest and looks at you very hard. It's just hard enough to make you wince just a little bit. The art of her doesn't quite do her justice, as left side face mantra Iku down onto your shoulder is burned with what you know is Sith lightning. And she doesn't say anything. Shakes his head. The fact that you came back will didn't even try to want here. Speaks more than you know.
Good.
He kind of looks between the two of you, assuming you have nothing particular interest to report. Anime.
There are a few things I'd like to discuss, but it can wait for a more private setting.
The curiosity. He nods. Looks towards Kane. sure you're aware, you are required to stand in council. Blame. They will judge what happened. The fact that you came willingly, easily here thus far, I'm hoping that means you're not going to cause any other problem.
No. Wouldn't dream of it.
You know, I'll escort you to the temple. As long as you don't cause any problems, you have free reign of it until such time as the council calls you. But you're not allowed to leave the ground until a decision has been made.
Right.
And the tone, there's again a little bit of a smile from Sullen as he hears the tone. And you just get a heavy hand on your shoulder. 1-2 good pats. It's perhaps a little comforting. It doesn't diminish what you know you're going to have to face, but it's a gesture that you remember from your time as a youngling. The weight and calloused sensation of Sullen's hand has not changed in all that time. And he just kind of gestures ahead, turns and starts walking. Clearly expecting everybody to either fall in step or fall in step behind. Though you feel the weight of the temple guard. The weight of his eyes. He does not move until... Okay.
Kane will move.
And Chelsea kind of falls in step behind the two of you, Kane and Kana. But positioned kind of in between so she can look at both of you. And you feel both the weight of her presence. She has always been one that is in some ways overwhelming to be near, as she is extremely strong in the Force for all of her unpleasant personality. In fact, it is almost at times like standing next to a bonfire, just roaring away, almost blinding in both light and heat. But in the moment, that is a little diminished, and Kana, you've trained with her for hours and hours and days. You, though may not count her as a friend, you know her well.
Mm-hmm.
You know she is tired. Hiding it well, but tired all the same. That is both a blessing in the fact that she may not act out on anything she says, but also means that usually the more tired she is, the sharper her words are.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few moments of walking, once you're away from the spaceport by a little bit, and crowds have started to thin, you are all heading towards the temple. She finally speaks. Ran away to go to be bodyguard. Hey,
Oh, the jeering begins. Kane doesn't respond. He just unless he is expected to respond, he would simply bide his time.
No.
Concentrate on the road ahead.
To reestablish, remind where Telsey's position is. She is technically younger than both of you. She started roughly the same time into her Padawanship as both of you, just a year or two after. But she is younger than both of you. However, she is already in the midst of her trials to become a knight because of everything that has happened. She is really of same rank. She's just a very particular personality. Very dogmatic Jedi. So you're not generally expected to respond to her as a matter of manners or order. Because she is roughly your cohort.
Gotcha.
Just a
Thank
little bit
God.
more. She's just a little bit more trusted, I guess you could say. But she is roughly the same position. When you don't rise to the bait, she looks over to Kana. And Kana, you can feel the weight of her gaze on you for a long moment.
Mm-hmm.
And there is just a very quiet question. Almost like she's wanting it to be a secret. Though it's hard in present company. Else.
Very little.
Sour look on her face. She nods. Trey knows. Telling.
How bad do you think it is?
Whoever shut his mouth if it.
Her face tightens a bit at that. I wasn't expecting you to be here.
There's a kind of bitter smile at that across her lips. Oh, now I have been assigned as Kane Keeper while he's at the temple.
Oh, Kane's eyes like get a little like.
They thought it would be less obtrusive than having a guard, and she kind of jerks a thumb over her shoulder to the guard at the back of the pack, following you everywhere.
Very thoughtful.
Again, giving you the above table knowledge, you all would very well know that probably the reason for that, beyond her being just a dogmatic Jedi, is she is Ulysses' protege insofar as lightsaber goes. She is an insanely deft hand at fighting.
Is she now?
So that would be the implied threat of I am your keeper, of well, I could probably kill you if I wanted
Don't try it.
to.
Kana, like, throughout the conversation as they've been walking, Kane has been quiet up to this point. You can tell that, like, the keeper comment and the other comment that Tulsi made, Kane has words in his mind, things that he's thinking of that he would maybe like to say, or at least thoughts that he might want to share. But he is, you know what he looks like when he is keeping his mouth shut.
Yeah, Connor's comment was, oh, that's very thoughtful.
Chelsea's kind of the bitter smile doesn't leave. And she kind of steps up just a little bit closer. So she is more in between the two of you than following behind. And she looks more in your direction, Kane. She's just a little shorter than you, not by much. In fact, the very tips of her mantrol are now poking above your head, which you don't remember being the case last time you saw her. She kind of looks in your direction. So, tell me, do any practicing at all? Asked what? Kana, Yuri.
Kane opens his mouth and he measures his response. I do train. I do still train. I keep up with my practices. No different than you.
Senator knew the entire, or Ambassador knew this entire time.
Mm-hmm. Kane is not sure how to answer that one, so he doesn't.
Smart man.
Strange. Bastard to end up with Jedi tag along. Clone 2. She's very clearly set on continuing to needle away. But as she starts into this line of thinking, Dylan, who's been just a few feet in front, has heard all of this. Finally looks over his shoulder and gives her a very hard look. No, I don't think that's really going to be necessary questioning. Kane, that in front of the hounds. She just tilts her head. Better he practice now.
Whatever he says is going to be the truth. There's no point in practice.
At Conan, there's a brow raise. And you sure of that? He did let him assign his KIA months. type of lie, isn't it?
There's a minute where Kane like opens his mouth and like the words on his lips that die are "You weren't there," but he closes his mouth and he remains composed. John was right.
Yeah.
I will speak the truth to the council.
I just got another update on the sea. Sorry, I got distracted.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Share it.
It's very good timing. Oh shit, looking sick.
Dude.
She's looking so cool.
Wait,
It's in the living room chat.
it won't load. Let's go!
Telsey just gives Kana another kind of hard look. Just inclines her head away and seems to drop the topic for the time being. Scylla just kind of sighs and turns a little bit more to look at Kane and gestures for Kane to come and walk alongside him rather than beside Telsey.
Kane awkwardly does the little speed up and will hustle so that he's walking beside Master Scylla.
Scylla just kind of... Again, there's a curious kind of once over, up and down as you fall into step and just tilts his head. Oh. While I have you, just away from the rest of the council, why don't you tell me a little bit about worlds you've seen? I've seen a few in the past months. Master seems stayed around.
What do I know about Master Scylla?
He's pretty kind. He is it is actually rather rare for him to be on Coruscant. He's usually on Tython. At one of the other temples. His primary job beyond working on the Council of Reassignment is he is in charge of training Jedi how to interact with various beasts of burden and beasts that would be ridden. Teaching people how to ride and how to take care of and tend to these animals, as well as interact with force-sensitive animals. Which means it's a very specific subset of Jedi or Jedi younglings that he is interacting with for the most part. And he's kind of that, like, really chill, calm teacher that really doesn't want to be fucked with anything. Would prefer to just, like, let me be alone in the stables with my animals.
So, if Master Scylla is just curious, Kane will share. Kane feels at least marginally comfortable with him, so he will share some of the details of the world that he has been a part of, like seeing the criminal underbelly and like negotiating with the seedier parts of society for the benefit of other areas, like the kind of the quid pro quo kind of deals that have to be cut in order to make progress. Kane would explain it. I think what would be more clear than anything is that Kane would explain it in a way that is like, there is good that can be done by being what some would consider bad, and there is bad that can be done if you refuse to do anything but what is traditionally good. So he wants to it would be like highlighting that middle ground.
So, listens. Let's Kane kind of lead the conversation for the most part, though the few questions that he asks are usually seem to be more along the lines of either you've mentioned something in the natural world that he thought was interesting, and he's like, ooh, what is that? Or along the lines of, and did you learn anything interesting from this? Did you pick up anything interesting from this? Did you get any skills here? But it's also equally obvious that though he is engaged in this conversation and genuinely seemingly interested and intrigued in it, he is also offering this as your way out from dealing with Telsey for the length of your travel to the temple.
I recognize this and I accept it, Master Sylvan.
That is the extent of your interactions, really, heading to the temple, unless you had something specific to talk to Telsey about Kana, which I assume not, considering the noise you made when you saw the picture.
No, I did think of something. She would tell, after like a little bit, tell Telsey, I'll see if I could get a trader to give me some information. Doubtable though. You know, if you can't get info, I doubt I can.
Telsey's kind of inclines her head in your direction, still watching ahead. She nods. Nothing else. You tag team. Stand a chance.
Make him sound like some sort of mark.
Is he right now?
Light shrug.
You know. We want to know. He won't tell us for one reason or another. Clearly not because he can't. Because otherwise he would have just said so.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of it as a nice little bit of turnaround. Times knocked us on our asses.
That's a good point. Well, we'll see what we can find, or what we can get out of him. First, we need to deal with this.
Elsie just kind of nods. So, above table, thinking towards next session for the two of you. Before we turn the lens over to Iffy and Tia. Above table, you two will essentially have a day and a night, for the rest of this day and a night, at the temple. Council is not going to be able to see Kane until tomorrow morning.
Oh.
So, you have time to go poking around, doing other things at the temple, questioning people, looking things up, just schmoozing if you want to schmooze, doing whatever. So that's the two of you, your homework for next time. Know what you want to do at the temple. Brand.
Captain.
You two do not have to do everything together. The only caveat is, unfortunately, Kane is stuck with Telsey the entire time. So it's whether or not Kana wants to be there as a extra buffer.
I will do what I must.
And you guys have access to anything a Padawan would have access to, essentially. Because as Kane, as he is in this nebulous state of, is still technically a Padawan in the Order, even though he's been gone all this time. They are not revoking his access to anything. The only limitations they have put on him is he's not allowed to leave the grounds. We will shift our gaze back over to Iffy and Tia. You've just watched Kane and Kana go over and talk to this handful of Jedi who have very quickly and very firmly escorted them away. Where y'all headed? What y'all doing?
I think that there's a moment that Iffy takes where she watches them go. And she's a little stiff for a second. And then she nods, lets out a breath. He's got it under control. He's got it under control. And then she will... I think she's going to try and head straight to the Senate first, or straight to Velna's office first, more specifically. Report in and then head back home.
Jedi napped. I think Tia would see them walk away and just nod at Iffy, saying that, like, he's, he'll be fine. He's got this. He's got this. She nods. But she will pull out her data pad, and she is going to send, she doesn't know what the fuck's going on over there. She's not a Jedi. It kind of looks like she just got called into the fucking principal's office. But, I mean, sometimes they take your phone away. Sometimes they don't. Who knows? But she's going to whip out her fucking thing, and she's going to send Kane a message. It is an image. It is a chibi Kane that she drew at some point.
Aww.
Oh.
With a string of emojis. I imagine it's him in, like, some cool, like, Mortal Kombat, like, type pose. In his gym wear, like, hitting some big target or whatever. With, like, all the effects, around it, of, like, the pow!
Beef.
Yeah. He's gonna put the string of emojis, hearts, smiley face, with just a simple message written under it in her handwriting is just, "You've got this. No more running away. High five."
It's so sweet.
Gonna
And sees
send
that
that
and will steel himself a little bit more.
Yeah. And she will also go to Kana and send something similar. But it's a little image of Chibi, Kana, and Tia chillin', vibing, vegged out on the couch. With a string of a million fucking heart emojis. You don't know how she spammed it so fast. With a little simple message of, like, "We'll meet back up when you're done. Pinky promise." Before she turns to Iffy. She needs to send off her little things. Of course she does.
Of course.
But she'll put that away, turn to Iffy, just like, "Alright, love. Where are we heading off to?"
The offices first thing. Gotta stop in, say hello, see what's going on. And, well, if Lysandra's not there, we can mention the back door. If she is, we keep that in the pocket till later.
Right, and I will follow your instructions. Only, I think I might just not speak.
That might be for the best. If
I don't
he
know if I
will
can do that.
smile.
I will try my best. I'm a bit of a talker, but I will do my best to not do that.
You a talker?
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Everyone keeps telling me that I talk a lot, but I don't really see it.
I never would have guessed.
It's a bit
It's not like
surprising, really.
It's not like you talked your way right into my heart or anything.
Really, that gets just a laugh out of Tia. It's like, no, I shot a bullseye. That's what. It's very different.
If
Can we pick
he
up snacks
will,
on the way there or after?
if he snorts and goes after.
All right. You're going to take your side to the left of Iffy. This was planned. It's like, okay, well,
Mhm.
taking up the space that Kane left. All right, cool. She probably was going to make a motion to wrap her arm around Iffy, and then she stops herself. She's like, right? I'm just your employee. I remember.
If he will nod. Nice and professional. We
Of
gotta
course,
get you a
Estelle.
uniform.
What?
Yeah, I mean, didn't you see what Kane was wearing?
That's just an outfit that he picked out for him.
Yeah, a
I know how to
uniform.
pick out my own outfits.
If he looks at her, you do. And
I'm not.
he's a good outfit. But
Also, very much not Senate appropriate, I will say.
What? She's just like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Do I? She looks down at herself. It's like, oh, huh. There's a different tone here. I see. She's gonna fucking look at Iffy. It's like, do I have to change?
if he looks at her watch, do they have time?
Well, they're not necessarily expecting you at any given time, but if you would like to get to the office and have the chance of somebody still being there, it would be pushing it. It would be more of like you go to your apartment first and just throw something onto you that you happen to have in your closet.
Hmm. Let's head straight to the offices. Iffy will look up and go, we can excuse this as traveling clothes. Next time we go to the offices, though, you'll be dressed to the nines.
It's a pout from Tia. He's like, I liked this outfit.
I do too. But you'll like the other one just as much.
She's kind of just fucking put her hand in her fucking pockets. All right. Right, I'm a professional employee. Need to look the part at least. All right, lead the way. I've never been to the Senate building. Is it as big as I think it is? I've heard it's huge.
Iffy will laugh again, and it is pretty big. And as they start walking, she will start talking about the Senate building.
She has so many questions. She asks about every single thing under the fucking sun about it.
Iffy answers what she can, but the overall impression is that even though she is really impressed with it, she does wish that there was more wildlife and vegetation and just plants somewhere on Coruscant.
Yeah.
It's weird not having any natural life. She finds that very strange. But she will talk about whatever else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Following Iffy. Fucking, I guess she's gonna have to get a uniform in the future. It's fucking, the fuck? Okay.
We'll buy one. We'll buy one.
It's fucking bullshit. She looks cute as fuck. Fine, I guess.
So, I call it there. We will start next time with Iffy and Tia getting to the office and having some of that interaction.
Mhm.
And then swap over to Kane and Anna. And
Mhm.
above table, at least for the first section, first chunk of Coruscant, there's not going to be a lot of shit that's popping off at the exact same time, like on skip 1. So there is a much higher likelihood of having a few sessions here and there where it's only one group or the other. And not
Gotcha.
bouncing back and forth. So that essentially the goal would be there of like, we're going to get through this day for Kane and Kana, and then we'll get through this day for Tia and Iffy.
Yeah, makes sense.
So until such time as shit either starts popping off or the two groups meet back up.
Alright.
So just be aware of that next time. There will be both, but the session, like the next 2 sessions after that, may only be one group or the other.
Sounds good.
Understood.
Yeah.